So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Stockport County versus Bradford City, and then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 3 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions for this game down in the comment section down below, and let me know what would your starting 11 be, because it's going to be a very, very tough game. Obviously, it was great to pick up our first 3 points of the season against Colchester. Still room for improvement, still lots of things to work on and develop with, and having only a couple days break, you don't really have much time to work on actual tactics and systems when you're coming up against a really good Stockport side just a couple of days after playing. So fingers crossed we can get the win. It's going to be very hard though, like I say. Obviously we played Stockport last January away from home. It was a 0-0 in that one. We had our backs against the walls for the large majority of it, so fingers crossed we can go forward a little bit and try and, you know, have a little bit more of a go. And I think with the players we've got now, like Patterson and Adore, we are certainly going to be able to do that. But make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you are new as well. Go check out the Ryan East video, which was uploaded earlier today, and let's get into it. If we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 11th in the table. After 2 games, we've got 1 win, no draws and 1 defeat. We've scored 2 goals and conceded 2 goals, which leaves us on a 0 goal difference and 3 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a win and a loss. In terms of them last couple of matches then, we had a 2-1 win at home to Colchester United, a 1-1 draw away at Accrington Stanley, winning 4-1 on penalties in the first round of the AFL Cup, and we started out the season with a 1-0 defeat away at Crawley Town. In terms of Stockport County then, they're currently sitting at 22nd in the Sky Bet League 2 table, just 1 place above that relegation drop zone. After 2 games, they've got no wins, no draws, 2 defeats, 1 goal scored, 3 goals conceded, which leaves them on a -2 goal difference and 0 points. The last couple of matches then have been a loss and a loss. Them last couple of matches then being a 2-1 defeat away at Walsall, a 1-1 draw away at Sheffield Wednesday, losing 4-1 on penalties. I actually think that, from what I've seen on social media, Stockport were comfortably the better team in that game, so we're unfortunate to lose that one on penalties, and they started out the season with a 1-0 defeat at home to Gillingham, so they're struggling for goals at this moment in time. Understandable, they've got a number of injuries, the main one being obviously Kyle Wotton at this moment in time. He is a big loss for them, so it's good to play Stockport as of right now while they've got a couple of injuries. But saying that, so do we at the moment. You know, Harry Chapman, Viden Oliver, Ash Taylor, which is probably a good thing, to be honest with you. And also probably Jamie Walker unavailable for this one. So both teams have got their injuries. Now we're going to get into the team, though, that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. So I would line up then in a 3-4-3 formation. It's been the formation that we've played for pretty much all of the season so far, bar a couple of tweaks here and there during the middle of the match. But we've started out with that 3-4-3. In goal, I would go with Harry Lewis. I mean, obviously he had an absolute nightmare against Colchester. He made a good save towards the end of the game, but apart from that, he was absolutely shocking, was massively at fault for that first goal as well. And I think away from home, somewhere like an Edgeley Park, he's not going to be able to have that, a little bit less pressure on him than what there is at Valley Parade at Edgeley Park, because all the Stockport fans are going to be right on top of him, especially when he is in front of that Edgeley end, and he just needs to clear his lines a little bit more for me. You know, he was flapping at a few crosses as well. His performances so far this season haven't exactly set the world on fire. Good against Accrington. The 2 league matches though so far, he hasn't been great in, but he is still our best goalkeeper, so I'd stick with him in between the sticks. Into the back 3 then, on the right side, I would stick with Matty Platt. I thought he had a pretty solid game against Colchester. You know what you're going to get from Matty Platt. Obviously, there were strong rumours a couple of weeks ago now that he was set to sign for Stockport County. I'm not really too sure what's gone on there, but thankfully he hasn't. He is still with us, and I'm personally quite like Matty Platt, so I like to see him start. In the centre, I would go with Sam Stubbs. I thought he had a really, really good game, to be honest with you, against Colchester. Obviously, he's not got any pace, but if he had pace, he would not be playing in League 2, because I think defensively and mentally reads the game so well. He's a brilliant defender for me personally, one of the best in the league, and it's just a shame that he doesn't really have much pace. On the left side, I feel harsh dropping Kieran Kelly. I've gone with Timmy Odesina. Now, Kelly had his best game from what I've seen so far this season on Saturday against Colchester, but we just lack so much pace in that defence, and I think out of the 3, Kelly is unfortunately the worst as of right now. Yes, Kelly gives you that left-footed balance, and he's yet to play with a natural left wing-back in left wing back at this moment in time. I think that is slightly hindering him a little bit, but I thought he had a good game against Colchester, so it's nothing against Kelly. I just think we need some pace in our back line, especially when you're going to come up against some Stockport players who are very tricky. We need some sort of recovery pace. Odesina has to come in for me. More than likely, we'll stick with Kelly, and I don't mind Kelly playing, but we need some sort of pace in that back 3, in my opinion, so I go with Platt, Stubbs and Odesina. On the right side of our wing back role then, I have gone with Brad Halliday. Now, away from home against someone like Stockport, you need your wing back to be defensively solid, So I've gone with Brad Halliday. Oyegoke didn't exactly impress again against Colchester. I just don't really see what he offers to really be dropping Brad Halliday. I think Halliday is as good going forward from what I've seen, and alright, maybe he's not as mobile, but defensively he's so much better. And I think away at Stockport, where you probably wouldn't be fuming to take a point away from there, I think Halliday should be starting, in my opinion. Into the two central midfielders then. Firstly, I've gone with Richie Small. I thought, again, he had a pretty solid game against Colchester, won the ball back on a number of occasions. I think this role he's playing in now suits him so much. I think he's building a nice partnership with Alex Patterson. His set pieces, every single one was on point. There wasn't a single Richie Small set piece where he hits it right the first man or massively overhits it. I think this season his set pieces have been much more consistent, which is obviously great to see. Obviously, we are still yet to score from one, but the quality is there and you can't really blame Small for that. He's putting them in the right areas, and I think he had a really good game against Colchester. And I think, again, away from home at somewhere like an Edgeley Park on a Tuesday night, you need your leaders to step up. I think Smallwood will be very key for that, in my opinion. And partnering him, I have gone with Alex Patterson. Obviously scored 2 goals now in his last 2 games, a match winner, a goal scoring midfielder is something we've liked for a number of years now, and Stockport have got a lot in their side with the players like Sarcevic, Powell, Collar, Crosdale, if he's fit, has scored goals. You know, they've got some real quality in there. Callum Camps as well. And Patterson is going to look to put his mark down on the game. Fingers crossed he can make it 3 goals in 3 matches. They've got a very good goalkeeper though, so I'm not sure he'll be quite getting beat at his near post from nearly outside the area like the Colchester goalkeeper. But Patterson's been brilliant for us, and I think his legs and energy in that midfield is going to be massive for us, so he absolutely has to start for me. And at left wing back, I've gone with Alex Gilead. Now, we just need to get a natural left wing back in there. We can't be playing Rideout because he's just not good enough, in my opinion. Hendry, a little bit slow. I think out of all the options we've got, Gilead's probably the best square peg to put in that round hole at this moment in time. At least he's got legs, he can run a little bit, and he's not bad defensively, but I don't think he's going to offer much going forward in this game, and we are going to be relying a little bit more on our more creative players. But for now, Gilead just is the best option to play there, and I don't think he had a bad game against Colchester, but it's clearly a position that we do massively need to improve in at this moment in time. Moving on then into our 2 number 10s. Firstly, I've gone with Clark Adore. I don't even have words to describe this man anymore. Absolutely brilliant against Colchester. Goal and an assist. The way he picks up the ball, drives with it, technically absolutely brilliant. Creative, flair, just absolutely beautiful. A joy to watch. Potential of an upgrade on Scott Banks. I'm not going to call that early, but he's certainly got the potential to do so. I think he's been an absolutely incredible signing since the competitive matches have started. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, in my opinion. And on the other side, obviously Jamie Walker is a doubt for this game, but even if he is available, I would go with it, Tyler Smith. Now, he's naturally a striker, but I thought playing as that left-sided number 10, he had a really good game off the bench against Colchester. I was really happy with his impact. Someone who's not scared to take a shot on, can score something out of nothing, willing to do the running, the hard yards as well. I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far from Tyler Smith, so in my opinion, them two should be behind. Last season's League 2 Golden Boot winner in Andy Cook. Now, obviously scored 31 goals last season. He's yet to get off the mark this campaign, and fingers crossed he can come up with a big goal in this one, because like I've mentioned a few times, it's going to be a very, very tough game. He's struggled so far, especially against Colchester. I think he's trying far too hard to try and get the goal. He needs to realise that he's got good players around him now that he should be passing to, rather than trying to take 2, 3, 4 players on and stick one in the back of the net. So I think we just need to put a couple crosses in the box. Obviously, Stockport are going to be very strong defensively. We know what you're going to get from Stockport, but you put some crosses into the box. Andy Cook has got to get on the end of some of these at some point. So for me personally, he has to start. Oliver's not going to be back for about 5, 6, 7 weeks now, so Cook is our only real option to play as a striker. On the bench then for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Daniel Oyegoke, Kieran Kelly, Kevin McDonald, Emmanuel Sadibe, who I haven't really been too impressed with, but we don't really have many attacking options at this moment in time. Bobby Poynton, again, was good in pre-season. We don't really have many attacking options, so I like to see him on the bench, and Matt Derbyshire. The players unavailable for this game are Ash Taylor, Harry Chapman. Jamie Walker is a massive doubt, so I doubt who will be involved, to be honest with you, and Verden Oliver, which means the players missing out just through selection would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Harvey Rowe, Liam Rideout, and Dylan Yumby. Now we're going to get into my Game Week 3 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with Accrington Stanley versus Barrow AFC, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Colchester United versus AFC Wimbledon, I think will also end in a 1-1 draw. Crawley Town versus MK Dons, I think finishes in a 3-0 away win for MK Dons. Crewe Alexandra versus Newport County, I'm going to go the 2-0 away win for the Welsh outfit. Doncaster Rovers versus Mansfield Town, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for the Stags. Forest Green Rovers versus Swindon Town, I think finishes in a 2-1 home win for the Vegans. Grimsby Town versus Salford City, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for the Ammies. Morecambe FC versus Notts County, I think finishes in a 2-0 away win for County. Stockport County versus Bradford City, I unfortunately think finishes in a 1-0 defeat for the Bantams. Now, I've got both of my league score predictions right so far, in Crawley beating us 1-0 and us beating Colchester 2-1, so fingers crossed this one doesn't come true, but I just can't quite see it at this moment in time. Sutton United versus Gillingham FC, I think finishes in a 2-0 away win for the Gills. Tranmere Rovers versus Harrogate Town, I think Tranmere will get their first win of the season, 2-1 in that one. And finally, Wrexham AFC versus Walsall FC. Walsall have had a decent start to the season, especially in their last match. Wrexham haven't exactly set the world on fire, but I'm going to back them to get their first 3 points at the racecourse, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for Wrexham. I'm going to leave it there though for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score prediction for this match and what would your starting 11 be as well. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to check out the Ryan East video as well from early today, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning for the Stockport County versus Bradford City Combined 11. Peace.